well, we're having us a good old time here at Music Moose Studios, and back with the fundamentals of guitar. We've explained how to get you going, all the right stuff here. And in the last lesson, we covered the 12 notes chromatically from E all the way up to E on the 12th fret. And of course, we covered all the notes up to the 5th fret on each string, which is very important when it comes to knowing your notes on the fretboard for different chord inversions and starting lead lines in different places and things like that. Okay, so now that we know the order of notes, we're going to take it a step further to the major scale, which has 8 notes in an octave. G to G would be your 8 notes, and we will count up to those from G to G. Now, here in the first position, there's 2 different ways I could go about this. Once again, we like the power of G, so we're just going to keep it right here in G. And if I was to count what I would call a linear shape, more of a coming down the fretboard. Now, we're going to this particular major scale, this particular inversion in the linear form is going to take you. It's going to incorporate a bit of stretching with your fingers here. And we're going to take you all the way up to the 7th fret in your stretch, which I would recommend using the pinky there on the 7th fret. Now, if I counted G up to G, the 8 notes, G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, G. And for those of you who, you've all heard it before, right? Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. That's the major scale. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Okay, now, I know I made that look easy, and right at the beginning it's actually quite difficult to get used to this stretch and getting your fingers working in this. And I would actually recommend even spending 5 to 10 minutes on just getting your hands used to this stretch and staying right here. And it requires a shape of your hand where you kind of bend your wrist out a little bit, and I actually have my thumb here on the back of the neck. It's right about in the middle of the neck. I kind of keep my thumb anchored there just to apply enough pressure in this little squeeze between the clamp of your thumb and your fingers. I don't have my thumb up over the neck. It's right back in the middle. It's just anchoring my hand enough to stay in place to where I don't have to move all around to get the desired effect that I'm looking for. So, if I was to do this G major scale again, slowly. And you can see I did all down strokes on my picking going from G to G, low to high. Now, as I had mentioned earlier with the index, the middle, and the pinky, that stretch. Okay, so if I took it up to G again, that's ascending. Now I want to descend that G major scale. We're going to take it backwards from high G down to low G. Basically, so if I was to try that ascending and descending together, it's a great finger exercise. Get your hand used to this linear movement and incorporating the picking along with it, with the downstrokes. Now we're going to go back. Okay, now those, once again, we're all downstrokes. Now to make a little more fluid, okay, and maybe incorporate a little bit more picking technique, we're going to do a downstroke and an upstroke, okay? So basically, my first note is going to be a downstroke. My second note will be an upstroke. Third, down. Fourth, oops, up. Fifth, down. Sixth, up. Seventh, down. Eighth, up. Now, you ask, why would you play it like that? Well, as I just explained, to get a little bit more picking technique, and actually when you get things up to speed, you'll see this down-up motion of the pick. Okay, as fast as you can possibly play it someday, you're hoping your left hand will keep up with that. Okay, and now just an example of the down-up stroke with the G major scale. That was down, up, down, up. So now you can see when I bring that up a little quicker, you can see where that down-up motion really incorporates being able to get that speed and timing together. And I know that is a little fast, but it's a great exercise, that ascending, descending, and I'll take it one more time, just a little slower, so you can warm up to that. Okay. And that would be the linear form of the G major scale, one octave from G to G. And in this next lesson, we'll incorporate the same thing, but out of the open G shape. And thanks for stopping by for the major scale, friends. And we'll see you next time here at musicmoose.org.